Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about the big change that happens in September, right around the corner. So September 19th, Rahu is going to go into Taurus, and Ketu is going to go into Scorpio. Now, this transition of the nodal axes happens every 18 months. So every year and a half, we have the node shift to another sign. Now remember that they will take about 18 and a half years to go through all 12 signs of the zodiac. But what I'm talking about is what's coming up here. So Rahu will go into Taurus, Ketu will go into Scorpio on September 19th, 2020. And will continue to stay there till the 15th of March of 2022. So within this year and a half period of time, you're going to find everything shifts because, well, for one thing, Rahu and Ketu are exalted in these signs. This is supposedly the best sign they can be in. And after they've been in the treacherous sign of Gemini and Sagittarius, which we have documented that every 18 and a half years when they go into the signs of Gemini and Sagittarius, something catastrophic happens. Like the last time, September 11th, and the time before that, AIDS, the time before that, Kennedy's assassination, the time before that, the bombing of Hiroshima. Now we've just had this pandemic. Now, does this mean that the pandemic's going to be over with as soon as Rahu and Ketu shift signs? I don't think so. But it's the shift where things will begin to change because after so much time of being in these treacherous portions of the zodiac, there's got to be relief. And every time there was. The only time that I think wasn't as quick was when we had the AIDS virus in 1982, because after that, we pretty much still had some things going on concerning the unknowns about the virus. Now, this could be relative to this period as well. But when I went back and looked at the times that Rahu was in Taurus and Ketu was in Scorpio, I found some pretty important things. And one of them was that the discovery for the smallpox vaccine came about, which was huge in terms of what it did for the world, and as well as another time when the nodes were in Taurus Scorpio, we had the cure come about, the discovery of penicillin that really helped the world in so many ways, because I don't even think I'd be here today if we didn't have that penicillin, because, you know, those that had strep throat or heavy infections as children, would we have been able to get over it? Who knows? But one thing for sure is with the misuse of it, a lot of people have become sicker over time. So there's always this balance of things where things are good, but they're bad. And at the same time, I think something really good is due to happen because we have all been in this predicament for so long. And I think a lot of new discoveries are about to come out, such as the discoveries that happened before when Rahu was in Taurus and Ketu was in Scorpio. But in many ways, I think we're going to see some very good things come about, because another thing that's going to be happening simultaneously will be that transiting Jupiter will be in Capricorn. Now, Jupiter being in Capricorn is debilitated. Yes, I know. But while it's with Saturn, it really isn't as debilitated as it is by itself. Because while Jupiter and Saturn are together in Capricorn, Saturn empowers Jupiter by being so strong in its own sign. But what's happening while we have Rahu in Taurus and Jupiter in Capricorn, they will be mutually casting a trine to each other, which is extraordinarily positive. And positive on what account? I think it's positive for the economy. So when does Jupiter go into Capricorn? November 20th. And it will stay there till April 5th. So in that window of time, I somehow see a surge with the economy. And I think that many things are going to be ending in terms of this coronavirus. Now, whether or not people find peace of mind through a vaccine, I know many people don't want to take a vaccine. And many people ask me, will we be forced to take a vaccine? I don't think we'll be forced to do anything. So quit worrying. The point is, those that may want it and want to take it, it will definitely bring a calm to the world. There's so many things that are about to unfold that we can't even see on the horizon, because until Rahu goes into Taurus and Ketu goes into Scorpio, we're not going to know what it's about to bring about. But the earth sign of Taurus is going to bring stability. And it's going to bring stability also somehow in the economy. Doesn't seem possible from where we are right now, but I know that it will, based on these sign placements. And over the course of the year into 2021, I believe that into 2021, there is definitely going to be a major change for the positive. You know, everything is cyclic. And we have been in a bad cycle in so many ways for a long time. And I have been predicting this for a long time. People say, yes, she's negative. She's talking about the worst things possible. But these things actually came about. Now it's up to us to make the best of it and to find the silver lining and find what it's here to teach us during those difficult times, because we're all here to grow. It's not about whether or not it's bad or good or indifferent. It's about opportunities for growth. But I know for certain that there's going to be peace with Rahu and Taurus and Ketu and Scorpio. Now, before we get to the end of this, by March of 2022, we're working towards that peace. It's coming about slowly but surely. And what I do see that when Jupiter does go into Capricorn in the end of November, that's where we're going to really see the unraveling and the peace that comes about from all of the difficulty that this virus and these lessons were here to teach us. This is a major time of development. Now, on the political front, we know everything's going to be in an uproar, but by the time we get to January, there's going to be more peace. There has to be more peace because the signs predict this. Now, why would Rahu be exalted in Taurus and Ketu be exalted in Scorpio? My reasoning is that Taurus does bring stability after the storms of when we had Rahu and Ketu in Gemini and Sag. Sagittarius deals with extreme beliefs that really are detrimental. And Gemini deals with all the communication skills that go haywire during this time. And don't forget the nakshatras that they're in, because while we have Ketu in the nakshatra of Mula till September 19th. Mula is the most destructive nakshatra of all. And so what happens when we have Ketu pass into Scorpio? Yes, right at that time, it is at a very, very difficult place in the zodiac, 29 degrees of Scorpio, which is not an easy predicament. So my predictions are not that the minute that the nodal axes shift, that we're in a place of peace, because we still have to ride over where Ketu is going to be in that Gandanta placement, the last degrees of water. And the last degrees of Scorpio are extra difficult. I'm going to say it's difficult because it deals with situations that feel out of control. So once we have the eclipses pass that are going to occur December 14th at the last degrees of Scorpio, you see, what a lot of you don't understand is when you work with the true nodes, Rahu and Ketu, where they really are located, many people use the mean node, which means that it is the mean movement of Rahu and Ketu, meaning that they move them 1.5 degrees each and every month. And by the time that you look at 1.5 years, that would be the mean motion of the nodes. But there are actually periods where they stand still if you're using the true node. And that is always around the time of eclipses. So around that eclipse on December 14th, we're going to have the nodes pretty much stationed for a few months. Almost 3 months around that 28 Taurus and 28 degrees of Scorpio. So until we get into the new year, we're still dealing with the volatility of those Gandanta degrees, the eclipses, and Mars, where it is going direct, retrograde, direct, and Mars will be in the sign that is most potent, Aries, between December 24th and around the 22nd of February. Now, around the 22nd of February, moving forward, looking at what peace is going to be brought about, don't forget that Mars is going to go into Taurus the end of February through March of 2021. So Mars is going to be hitting Rahu, and that's going to stir things up a bit more. So my predictions with Rahu and Ketu being in Taurus and Scorpio, be aware that we've got to get through the thick of things. And I think that really after March, April, May 2021, everything will be back to normal. And even before that, it will. But I get that 2021, we will be getting back to normal, but it's going to come at a cost. There is a lot that's going to come down on us with this nodal change. And don't forget, when we have Ketu enter into the last degrees of Scorpio, it's going to enter into the nakshatra Jyeshta. And Jyeshta can deal with a lot of secretive activity. Jyeshta is known, I believe it's known to be the nakshatra that deals with manifestation, making things happen. It is so powerful. Many say it deals with black magic, but that is simply the ability to work with energy. And to work with good energy is what our focus needs to be, because this is where the world is headed. There has been a major transformational change that has come about. All the secrets are being revealed during this period of our life. We will look back in history and not even believe we lived through this, but we did. And then there is a time where things will become more peaceful. We know that everything is cyclic, but we still have some bumps to get through. But I wanted you to know that this time period between September 19th of 2020 through March 15th of 2022, this is where the peace is developed. Here's where we're coming through. This is where there's going to be cures. There's going to be so many positive things that come out of what's being uncovered. And that's what we want. We want the truth, and we want it now. And I guarantee you, we will get it, and it will bring a sense of peace and much more balance to nature and the planet during that window of time, that 1.5 years of Taurus and Scorpio. So rest in peace that things will change, and they will get better. So with that, I'd like to close. If you would like more information on me, sign up for my free newsletter. Go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org, or if you would like to study my Vedic Astrology. Join my university and our community. Go to my university website, which is universityofvedicastrology.com. Thank you.